fix one more thing. And right now we have how many in the class? We have 13 in the class. Those are probably the ones that are doing the homework, because the rest of y'all aren't doing any homework. There's only about 12 or 13 that's actually doing the homework. So we got 13 in the class, and that's about how many people are videoing. And Miss Parker is still in the dark, but I don't see anything because the headboard is just camouflaging. Just say you're alive, Miss Parker. I'd appreciate it.
I'm here.
There you are. Yeah, the headboard has got you camouflaged. Unless you got a big ass head, one of the two. Because that headboard, I don't think that's your head. I think that's a headboard. All right. So let me go ahead and show y'all what I showed the last class, and Mr. Michelle hit on this in the last class, so we might as well. Oh, come on. What did I do with it? That's not it. There it is. And we talked about this a little bit. And there we go. So those of you that don't watch the videos when you miss class, we went over this a little bit yesterday. So I'm going to go ahead and just put it there for you to write down if you need to. Last day of class is Monday. Can y'all believe this semester has went by that quick? It's already over. And you have 2 tests that will probably start on Friday, probably sometime Friday. And they will terminate on the last day of the exams, which is on the 30th. Final exam will start on Monday. Last day of exam, the 30th. On the final exam, you have 2 attempts. I take the higher of the 2. You have 2 hours, 25 to 30 questions probably. If you want to review for the final, all you need to do is go to your grade book and pull up the test you want to review and hit the review link out to the side of it. Does Hubert replace your lowest grade with the final exam?
No.
No. So here is, this sheet right here is for those people that try to use that lame ass excuse. Okay? I never have done it, never have done it, never will do it. So when you see your grade and you don't like your grade because you didn't do something.
It has not been a good month for Dogecoin.
Okay, thank you. I don't know why that just started.
One of the worst months that we have seen in
Hold on a second.
history. That said, we are starting to see some flowers.
My phone just went off. I'm sorry.
Appears to be trying to break out. We saw it going up approximately.
Thank you. All right.
You looking at how Dogecoin is doing, Hubert?
Yeah, it's going up today because of B-Day. It's going up. Everything's going up. Now, those people that look at your grade and it's not what you think, and then you say, okay, what kind of excuse can I use? Oh, I'll use I thought you dropped your lowest grade, and you're gonna email me, or am I gonna reply? Hell to the no, because I said it the first week, and I'll say it now, and I had bonus questions on the review in the first chapter. I do not do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and cover that excuse right now for that person that's gonna try to use this excuse when their grade doesn't match what they think they made. Okay, so there it is. I do not replace your lowest test grade with your exam. I do not do that. Okay, also, some people that's had me before, or some people that doesn't. You may see something happening in assignments. If it's to your benefit, do you need to send me an email that says, Hubert, I'm confused, or do you need to take advantage of it?
Take advantage of it.
You take advantage of it. If you see something weird that I've done in the last week of class, and you say, well, golly, I can go back and do this, or I can do that. No, I better send Hubert an email to tell him I'm confused. Will you get a reply from me? Hell to the no, you will not. Because you're supposed to have enough common sense to understand when somebody gives you a second chance. Okay, does anybody have a question about the end of the week or the end of the semester? Okay, and you probably won't see that until Friday, that thing that I'm talking about. All right, so here we go. I'm going to minimize this and go to the homework questions. I think I got 3 or 4. And here's the first one, 6439 / 6. 6439 / 6. Is it a test question? Yes, it is a test question because it's short and sweet. There's only 2 answers and you're done. So go ahead and write it down. I'll blow it up a little bit for you. There you go. And we're just going to do the whole thing. I'm not going to answer the questions. I'm just going to do the whole thing. So it says, let R be the region bounded by y is equal to x squared, x is equal to 1, y is equal to 0, and R is revolving around x is equal to -5. Okay, I'm going to be drawing while y'all are drawing, and I've got it written here, so you can just look it up right here. There it is. I'm going to be drawing while y'all are drawing. Y is equal to x squared, so that pink, we'll make that pink. X is equal to 1. Tell me what x is equal to 1 means. That is a what line?
Vertical line.
Yep. And I put it right there at the end because that's 1, and this is 1. So when x is equal to 1, y is equal to 1. 1 squared is 1. And what is y is equal to 0? Y is equal to 0 is the what axis? Axis, Hubert. Yep. So that means the region that we need to be looking at is this region right here. And we got to do x minus 5, and the only color we haven't used is orange. So I'm going to use a different scale for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that is a x is equal, that's a vertical line. And that is our orange line. And we got a shell, and I guess the shell is parallel. Didn't say anything that's parallel with this. So that means we can just do a regular volume. We don't have to change any in terms of Y or anything like that. Okay, so that means we're ready to go. So, right before we start though, I'm going to draw a picture right here and just kind of show you what we're actually doing here. So we're actually, that's going round and round. And it's going round and round and coming back around like that. And it basically, I can't draw it, but no, it doesn't look like that. It looks more like this. Touches. There we go. And it's a tank looking thing. So it looks like that. It looks like a mold for a ceramic bowl. So it looks like, I don't know. Let's see if I can do this. That's what it looks like. Okay, because this is over here too, and what it looks like a rectangle cube with a vacant portion in the middle that looks like a bowl. That's what it looks like. Maybe y'all seen them people wear cheese heads for Green Bay Packers. Y'all seen that? Okay, that's what it looks like. Only theirs is a triangle. This is a, so turn this upside down. You can put it on your head and call yourself a cheese head. That's what it looks like. Trying to give y'all a visual when I can't draw. All right?
Hubert,
Yeah.
with the x minus 5, x equals minus 5 line, that would be your center point in the bowl?
Yes.
Okay.
You just can't see it because I didn't.
Yeah.
I tried to save as much room as I could. Yes, this is the actual turn right here. So you can say that this right here is 5. Right here, right in here is 5 right there. And then you got your function right there going down like that. You see what I'm saying? So yes, this is, that right there is your radius. Okay? And which brings a good point. I believe Mr. Sequoia said that. Brings a good point. I'm going to take a, let's see. I'm going to take a, I don't have any more colors to use. So I'm going to use that blue right there. Except I'm going to use another blue right here. If I wanted to get from the orange, that's your center, as Mr. Sequoia said, and I wanted to get to my function, do I need to travel a few miles before I do that? Yes. How many miles? I got to travel 5 miles before I can even get to what? My function. Does everybody understand that? So that means, what am I going to have to add to whatever's over here?
5.
I've got to add 5. Somebody tell me what my radius is. My radius is always the what?
X.
Okay, so somebody tell me, what am I going to plug in for my radius in the antiderivative? What's my radius going to be?
Would that be the x squared or just x? 5.
5 plus x.
What would it be?
That'd be 5 plus x.
5 plus x? Yes. Now, a lot of people say, well, why didn't you say x plus 5? Well, where are you coming from? Here's the center, right? Does everybody understand that? So if you go from the center to the function, it would be 5 plus what? X. Now, does it matter? No, it doesn't matter. But what if you're doing a negative? You better write the way you're supposed to write it. So what I'm trying to tell you is, don't say x plus 5. Because if you ever have a negative, then you have to use that. You have to say 5 minus x. You can't say x minus 5. So you always need to think of yourself as sitting on and you're walking toward the function. Well, you got to walk 5 miles before you even get to the function. So that would be 5 plus your function, in this case, the x. All right, somebody tell me what the height is. The height is always your what?
Your function.
Or two functions subtracted from each other. In this case, there is no, you could say x squared minus 0, the blue line, but you could say that. I'm going to write that. I'm going to put x squared minus 0 because this blue line right here represents x is equal to 0. So that would be x squared minus 0. And that's it. Dx and volume is equal to 2 pi from 0 to what? 1. All right, there's your setup. I'm going to circle that, and I'm going to give y'all the rest of the problem to do it. So go ahead and do it. And of course, that's x squared. You ain't really got to write that. I'm just getting you in the habit of subtracting the two functions if you need to. So I'll give y'all a couple of minutes.
You have a quick question.
Yes.
Why aren't your intervals from -5 to 1? Why are they from 0 to 1?
Because where is the shaded region? You always go with the shaded region.
Okay.
The
And
antiderivative will take care of your 5. Tell me this.
Okay.
How many acres are in that? How many acres are in 5 miles?
I'm not sure.
There's not, because 5 miles is a measurement of what?
Miles.
Length.
Length.
What is acres?
Volume.
No, not volume, but what?
Area.
Area. So can I jump from 5 miles to acres? No, I can't do that. So that 5 miles is nothing but what? Length. You can't put that in your area or your volume because it's not there. I forgot to turn on my video. I'm sorry. You can't do that. Can I make an apple pie out of an orange?
No.
No. You can't make area or volume out of a length.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay?
Thank you.
Hey Hubert.
Yes.
For the height, when you have x squared minus 0, if there was a difference, would it still be x squared minus the number, or would it be?
Yeah, if you had, yes. But if you had another function here, like if you had a function like right in here, and it was like that, and that was negative x squared something, and that you were needing this area right in here, then it would be minus x squared or minus that function. And yes, and that's later, if you have another minus or something, you would always subtract that function. We did one like that yesterday.
And so like if the y equals 0 line, if that was lower, and you had to get that extra area, would it be x squared plus that extra area?
Yes.
Okay.
But you would have to, it would be better for you to have a problem to draw that out instead of saying if, because it's hard to see on this one. Okay. But yes, I think you've got the right idea with that. Yes.
Thank you.
So v is equal to 2 pi from 0 to 1. And that's going to be 5x squared plus x to the third. Check my math, please. Dx. I just distributed that x squared. And now I'm ready to take my antiderivative. V is equal to 2 pi. Bracket 5x to the third over 3 plus x to the fourth over 4, evaluated at 0 and 1, all multiplied by 2 pi. And what happens to the 0?
It cancels out.
Now, does 0 automatically cancel out 100% of the time?
Only if it's on the bottom?
Only if it's on the top, yeah, if it's on the top. Because you could have a constant here, you could have x plus 4 quantity squared, and the 0 would not cancel out. So please do not think 0 cancels out all the time. 0 cancels about 80% of the time. But you've got to watch out for that 20%. Okay, so you have to run it through your head and say, okay, 0 divided by 3 is 0, plus 0 divided by 4 is 0. Yes, it cancels out. You got to do it in your head. All right, and I'm warning you on that one because sometimes it'll get you. V is equal to 2 pi times 5 times 1, that's 5/3, plus 1/4. Got to get a common denominator. V is equal to 2 pi, 12, 12, 3, 4, 20, 4, 3, 3. Please check my math. 2 pi times 23 over 12. I got 23 pi over 6. But we're going to check that in the calculator. So I want everybody to take your calculator, and I want everybody to put that right there in your calculator. I'm going to highlight it in red. Everybody put this in your calculator and see if you come up with the numerical decimal for 23 pi over 6. Take a minute because I want you to be able to use your calculator to check. But I don't want you to use your calculator to do the problem. So I'm going to pull my calculator up, and I'm just going to type it in, and I'm going to give y'all time to actually do it. I'm just going to type it in. Give y'all another minute. Yeah, right before today hit, I bought quite a bit more of Shiba Inu. So now if it hits a dime, I can retire. If it hits $1, I can retire. If it hits $10 and above, then I can pretty much do stupid stuff with my money. But it may be. Did y'all see Jeff Bezos take off in his rocket that was shaped funny and go into space? Did y'all see that yesterday?
How do you mean it was shaped funny? Elaborate.
I think you need to watch the video.
No, I think
Anyway.
I think you would give the best description of it.
No. By the time I got through with class, I would get a phone call from my department head, because somebody would call my department head. But anyway, it was a funny, unidentified flying object flying through the air yesterday. Did anybody see it? I mean, on the news or anything? They went up in space. Was it 3 minutes? I think it's great. I've always been a proponent of, I'm a Trekkie. I'm not a Star Wars person. I'm a Trekkie. So I think we wouldn't have Star Wars if it wasn't for Star Trek. That's just my own personal opinion.
Now Elon Musk has to get in his own rocket and go up into space.
And I tell you what, Elon Musk needs to put a big Dogecoin on the side and a Shiba Inu. If both of them go up to a dime or $1, oh man, I'm just gonna go crazy. I'm gonna buy a different color truck for every day of the week. Buy me an air-conditioned D8, an air-conditioned truck hoe, and just start, just not do anything but play in the dirt. But I would get me one of those. You ever seen Sandals commercials? Those little tiki huts down there where you can see the water underwater. I would go down there. And nothing from the crowd. Nothing at all. All right, so enter. Y'all suck. And multiply by 2 times pi. Second pi. And somebody tell me what 23 pi over 6 comes out to be.
The same thing.
Of course. Good job, Mr. Paris. I'm sorry, you're not Hollywood today. Please do not put your sunglasses on inside. That is against the law. All right. Actually, it's an indicator, so please do not put your sunglasses on in the inside. Please do not do that. All right, so let's do a nerding. Y'all can't believe y'all are doing this, can you? Can't believe I'm doing this. This is 6.4, 45, 7. 6.4, 45, 7. 6.4, 45, 7. Is this a test question? No. Is this 2 test questions? Yes. So you can write this down as 2 test questions. I wouldn't give it to you as 1 test question. I would give it to you as 2 test questions. So y is equal to x squared. Y is equal to 9. X is equal to 0. And y is equal, about the line, y is equal to -4. All right, get to work. I'll let you draw it. And then go ahead and maybe start with the setup. So I have no idea. I'm going to just kind of draw this. Let's see, x squared. So that's going to be looking like this. And x is this. Okay, so that's pink. I'm going to go ahead and move y'all over to here. So y is equal to x squared. That's this function. Y is equal to 9. Y is equal to 9. So that means it's a horizontal line at 9. And we got x is equal to 0. X is equal to 0 is the y what? Y-axis. Oh, shoot. I messed that up. And this is blue. And y is equal to -4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to be our orange line. And they want us to wrap this thing around that orange line. So that means, well, the first one they said a disc. A disc for the first one. So that means this is your inside. This is your inside radius. And this right here is your what? Outside radius. But we got to remember that this right here is 4, and this right here is what? 9. And that's just to get to the blue line. 0 plus gets you to this line, or 4 plus the x squared, and this is 4 plus 9. So you've got to do some, some thinking here. This is 9, and this is 4. All right, so give you a minute or two while I put all my markers up.
Hubert, quick question.
Yes.
So is this the same concept with the last radius where you would have to do 4 plus y?
Yes, same concept. But the last one was a shell. The first we're doing a disc here. A is to do a disc, which means you got to do something squared minus something squared. Here's your disc right here. Okay, there's your disc. I'll draw it, but I'll mess it up when I draw it. I don't like to do that, but I'll draw it. Where is my black marker? Here it is. Here's the donut. And here is your meat of your, you see the disc?
Yes,
Here's
sir.
the center. There's your disc. All right, so you've got to do, this is your V is equal to pi from A to B. We'll do that in a minute. It'll be from 0 to 3. This is 3 because 3 is 9. 3 squared is 9. So from 0 to 3 of something squared minus something squared. That's your, remember, Remember that sheet I gave y'all that gave y'all the difference between a disc, a washer, and a shell? That's what you should be looking at. And you said A, it said disc. Okay, so this is a disc. And somebody tell me what this is. What is this? Is the dominant. This is the dominant, right? Here's the region, and it's the higher. You plug in, let's say this is 3. Plug in 1 right here. Well, 1 squared is 1. Well, you can't plug in 1 for this, so 1 would be 9 here. So 9 is higher than 1. So your blue is your dominant. So that's going to be 9 plus 4 squared minus what squared? What's your non-dominant?
X squared.
And
Plus 4.
there you go. Or 4 plus. I like to say 4 plus. So that would be 4 plus x squared. I'll rewrite it. So v is equal to pi 0 to 3 of 4 plus 9 squared minus 4 plus x squared dx. That's your disc. I'm sorry, your washer. So we'll take that to the next page. So v is equal to pi 0 to 3 of 13 squared minus 4 plus x squared, quantity squared, dx, and that's shortcut number 1. So v is equal to pi 0 to 3, 139 minus x squared. Well, I'm going to do it the right way. 16 minus 8x squared minus x to the 4th dx. And 139, that's 169, isn't it? Somebody check me, what's 13 squared? It should be 169. V is equal to pi 0 to 3, 153, check my math please, minus 8x squared minus x to the 4th dx. 153x minus 8x to the 3rd over 3 minus x to the 5th over 5, evaluated at 0 and 3, all multiplied by pi. V is equal to pi times 153 times 3 minus 8 times 3 to the 3rd over 3 minus 3 to the 5th over 5. And I'm going to put 3 dots. I've already done it. And that comes out with 1692 pi over 5. Now, of course, you could have taken this and punched this in the calculator and multiplied it by pi, and you probably get the same thing to check it. Now let's do the shell. Now, when you're doing the shell, I'm going to draw everything for you again. Well, yeah, I'm going to have to because we're going around the x-axis. Okay, I'm going to write it out. Let me go ahead and just... Here's the actual drawing. And they want you to rotate around the x-axis. The problem is when you do a shell, which means I'm going to go up here, I'm just going to draw a dashed line and put a rectangle right here. And that's the difference. This is going to rotate around this orange line. This is not going to rotate. It's just this. That's the difference between the two. This is parallel to this. Well, when this is parallel to this and it's rotating around the y-axis, you just plug and chug everything in. But what happens when when the shell is being rotated around the x-axis? You have to change everything in terms of what? Not x, but what?
In terms of y.
Yep. So I'm going to write over here B. Shell. And I'm going to put due to rotation around x is equal to, or y is equal to 4, -4, which means the x-axis, meaning that it's going around the x-axis. Okay? You have to put everything in terms of y. And that's why I gave you all that sheet yesterday. Okay? Or the sheet the other day where it says put everything in terms of y. And I'm doing this in red because we've got to change everything. First of all, y is equal to x squared. Can't use that. You've got to solve for what? X is equal to y to the 1/2 power. And we can't use 0 to 3. We got to use 0 to 9. 0 to 9. We've got to use 0 to 9 instead of 0 to 3. And we got to make sure that there's one other thing you got to make sure of, and I can't remember what it is. Right now, I can't remember what it is, but there's one more thing you got to make sure of in terms of y, and we'll get to that in just a minute. So shell is 2 pi, so that's v is equal to 2 pi from 0 to 9. And remember, you've got to do P of y minus Q of y. So our R, remember our R, in this case, is going to be y plus 4. Oh, that's it. Make sure you put everything in terms of y in the formula. Okay, so that's the third thing. So y plus 4 is going to be your actual radius. So y plus 4 is your radius. And then your height is right there. That goes back to your height is always, most of the time, your height is always going to be your function. So your height is y to the 1/2. And dy And now you can get to work. Now, the reason I did this in red, I did it in red because due to the rotation of y is equal to -4, usually the rotation for a shell is around the what axis? Is around the y-axis. And if it's around the y-axis, then you just do everything the way you've been doing it. But since this is around the x-axis, you have to change everything to y. And it says that on that sheet that I gave you. Where's that sheet? Hold on, I'm going to show it to you because I know half of the class that don't do the homework, you probably didn't even print that out. I'm pulling it up so y'all can see it. What's it called? Somebody gonna tell me? No, y'all not gonna tell me anything. Disc washer shell, is that it?
Yes, sir. That's it.
And I know we're pressing for time. I know that. Just hold on. I got to show the 12 people that don't do what I tell them. I got to show them so they won't say I didn't show them. Even I don't know if the 12 people are in here that I don't even know if they keep either come back. I don't know if they even come to class or not. There we go. And there it is, and it says right here, rotation about the x-axis, and this is a shell. Rotation around the x-axis, you got to have everything in terms of what? Y. Says it right there. Okay, so don't say you don't understand. All right, so now I can go back to black. Now that we've changed everything, I can go back to black now and we can do our mechanics. So V is equal to 2 pi from 0 to 9. This is 2/2, and this is just 4. So it'll be y to the 3/2 plus 4y to the 1/2 dy. And now we're going to take the derivative of these two guys, the antiderivative of these two guys. So V is equal to 2 pi brackets y to the 3/2 plus 2/2 over 3/2 plus 2/2. There's a reason I'm doing this. Plus 4y to the 1/2 plus 2/2 over 1/2 plus 2/2. Evaluated at 0 and 9. V is equal to 2 pi. And that's going to be y to the 5/2 over 5/2 plus 4y to the 3/2 over 3/2. And V is equal to 2 pi 2/5 y to the 5/2 plus 2/3 y times 4, times y to the 3/2, 0 to 9. And V is equal to 2 pi 2/5 y to the 5/2 plus 8/3 y to the 3/2. Now, luckily, 0 cancels itself out here. So, what is the square root of 9?
3.
3 to the 5th power. Well, let's see. 3 to the 5th. 3 times 3 That's 81. 243.
Yes,
So
sir.
you should get 2 times 243 over 5 plus the square root of 9 is 3. 3 to the third power is 3 times 3 is 9 times 3 is 27. So that'd be 8 times 27 over 3. I know you can cancel. I know that, but I'm not wanting to do that right now. Times 2 pi. You could cancel that out, and that would be a 9 and a 1, and get a common denominator of 5. And that's going to be 2 pi, and that's going to be 486 over 5 plus 1 will go into 5 times. 5 times 8 is 40. 40 times 9 is 360. And that's going to give you 2 pi times 1446. Somebody, no, that's not right. 3 and 4 is 7. 846. Somebody check me out, please. I don't know if that's right or not. Let's see. 2 times 8 is 16. So that'd be 1692 pi over 5. I think that's what we got before, wasn't it? Yep, that's it. 1692 over pi. All right, let's look at the next one. We got time to maybe start the next homework problem.
I've got a quick question. I have a quick.
Yeah.
When we were doing it with the disk, and you made the statement that you could plug it into your calculator to check it, can you point out that specific part of the problem?
Yeah, hold on. Let me find.
There's like
Let me find
153.
where I was going here. Right here. Now, this is in terms of y. So you're not going to be able to punch that in terms of y.
No, I'm referring to the other one, to where we did it in terms of x as a disk. It was like 153 minus 8x squared, or
Hold on, I'm trying to find it. Hold on. Where is, okay, here it is. 1 minute. Is this x squared? Yeah. Right here. Talking about that right there?
Yes, sir.
That right there. Let me get rid of it. There.
Okay.
Don't forget, when you check your calculator, after you do the calculator integration, you got to multiply it by 2 pi, because you have to do that to get it the same answer, to check your work. Okay? Now let me start y'all on the next problem, because we're running out of time. And I'm going to type this answer in so y'all can see it. Okay, here's the disk. There's the disk. Well, there's the disk. And the shell will be dy. Okay, there's the shell, and the 2 pi can come outside. And the volume is, what do we get? Well, 1692. What happened in 1692? Anything? 1492. I know that's pi divided by 5. So you see that we got the answer right. All right, here is the one I got. This is 6455.8. 6455/8. Is this a test question? Oh, yeah. Let R be the region bound. Use the method of your choice to find the volume of the solid generated when R is revolved around the x-axis. So I'm going to draw a picture. And it says y is equal to 3x squared. I'm just going to write it, and then we'll draw a picture. Y is equal to 3x squared. And y is equal to 36 minus x squared. All right, so I'm going to take my handy-dandy whiteboard. I like this question because it's short and sweet. The reason I didn't like the previous question, I don't mind it as 2 questions, but it was just too long for a test question. That's why. All right, now I'm going to do a pink and a yellow. Well, Hubert, it doesn't have anything about y is equal to 0. It doesn't need it. It's 2 functions that are crossing each other. This is x squared, 3x squared, skinny because of the 3. And somebody tell me a little bit about the yellow one. Tell me what you know without doing any kind of plotting or graphing with the calculator. Tell me what you know about this.
It's going to open down.
It's
going to concave down. Y-intercept is up here, 36. And it's going to be a regular parabola because the 1 in front of the x. So it's going to look kind of regular. So that's that. So why do you not need y is equal to 1 and x is equal to 6? Why? Because you got a region right there. You don't need anything to give you a region. Here's the region. There it is. Now I've got a function under a function. So what do you think I'm going to use? I'm not going to use a shell because that would be the most complicated. So am I going to use a disc or a washer? Well, before you answer that, let's take 2 markers. Let's take a red marker. And draw a line right there. And a purple marker. And draw a line right there. So what do I have here? Somebody tell me what those 2 lines represent.
Priority 1 message coming in on secured channel.
What are these 2 lines? Remember, you're going around the x-axis. So what do these 2 lines represent?
An inner and outer radius.
Good job. Outside radius and the inside radius. So somebody tell me, which one am I going to use? A disc or a washer?
Washer.
You are 100% correct. All right, set it up. Go ahead and find these 2 intersection points. 3x squared is equal to 36 minus x squared. Bring that negative x squared over, piece of cake. Go ahead and do that. We got to hurry because some of y'all are going to start convulsing. So we got to hurry up and do this one. I like this question because it's pretty self-explanatory. So, volume is equal to pi. Remember, a disc and a washer just uses pi. From -3 to 3, because that's what our region covers. And that's going to be 36 minus x squared, quantity squared. That's that one. That's the dominant. Minus what? All right, there it is. And that's a good place to stop. I'll tell you this, you're going to have a BA volume. It's going to be it's going to be big. I'll go ahead and give it to you. Let me put it in green so you'll know that's the answer. (28,512) pi over 5. Excuse me. Okay, now I'm going to shut her down and let's see how many people do not leave yet because I want to talk about tomorrow.